and welcome to the Resources Roadhouse. I'm Wally Graham and I am in Sydney attending the New World Metals Investment Series, catching up with an old friend of the Roadhouse here and Dr. Andrew Tunks of Meteoric Resources. Tunksy, it's very, very good to see you.
Great to see you too, Wal. Absolutely.
All right, so before we were coming on air just now, we were talking about your Caldera project up in Brazil and what's going on there, and you were telling me you've got pretty much a three-phase advantage there at the project with what it has to offer. Run us through that.
So it's a rare earth project in Brazil. It sits inside an ancient volcano, and it's about the core of the volcano, and we call it internally the Holy Trinity. Okay, it is the world of its class of rare earth deposits. It's the highest grade in the world. It certainly has the most tons and the most metal because of the high grade and big tons, and it has the best metallurgical recoveries. So that's the Holy Trinity, and when you put all those three things together, biggest, highest grade, best recovery, you get the world's lowest cost. We will be the next rare earth mine in production anywhere in the world, and we will be the low cost mine anywhere in the world.
All right, so you're saying that you're going to be the next one. How far off do you think that's going to be?
So we've started our environmental process now. We expect to finish that and get our approvals starting mid next year. 2026 we'll go into build and in production probably early 2027.
All right, and it's a rare earth project. Any of that rare earth table that sticks out and any that are more abundant?
So all rare earth projects have their own basket. Ours is what's called a NdPr basket, but also fantastic heavies. So it potentially, all the hard rock ones like Mount Weld at Linus or Mountain Pass, they don't have much heavy rare earths. So we have very good amounts of terbium and dysprosium. They're used to still make magnets, but much higher temperature magnets. So they're really important for defence and technology. And then will be, our first phase, our first 5 million tonne per annum production, and that's a big mine, but not an enormous mine. That'll be about half of Linus's production. And we'll soon be moving on to Module 2 and then looking downstream for further opportunities in separation, metallisation and maybe even magnet making.
So you were saying like the Trinity, the phases of the Trinity, and one of them is processing. The processes are, let's say, simpler.
So that's right. So the advantage of what are called the clay deposits is that they are primary deposits, so deposits in the rock that have been weathered over geological time. And a good example for people who know gold is supergene gold, right? It was in a vein, it's been removed from the vein and redistributed on the weathering horizon. It's very similar here. So rare earth deposits are tough. They have high uranium and high thorium and metallurgically very difficult. You need a lot of acid, you need a lot of temperature, they produce a lot of gas. The clay deposits of the rare earths are completely different. So they don't have any uranium and thorium, they don't require much acid, and they don't require any temperature or pressure at our end. So we get around 70 to 80% recoveries in a very benign solution without much acid addition, pH 4. So that's about the same pH as beer, Wally, a liquid we're both very familiar with.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And
continue.
And so certainly not dangerous to the environment in any way. And you simply wash the clay, and the rare earths come off the clay, and that's it. So it's a low capital cost process, low capital intensity. So if you were building a brand new hard rock deposit, capital cost might be around $1.5–2 billion. We believe we can deliver ours for $300 million. Much, much lower cost because nature has done the work for us.
All right, so well, that all sounds well and good. So coming up in the near future, obviously there's got to be some news flow coming out.
Absolutely.
Because you're very busy there. So what do we expect to hear soon?
So we've just produced a scoping study. We're in the phases of our feasibility study now, and that'll be out in the first quarter next year. In the meantime, there's ongoing drilling results, ongoing resource updates. We've gone from 0 tonnes to 750 million tonnes, so it's the size of an iron ore deposit in less than 2 years. And this drill rig, you can see, for the first time in my life, we own our own drill rigs. So we're drilling so fast. We've built up from nothing. We've built up this amazing capability. It's an enormous deposit. It will only grow. It will only get better. We've got a lot of work ahead of us.
Yeah. All right, well, you've got a lot of work ahead of you. You've already achieved a lot to start with, but we're very keen to hear as you go on, so make sure you keep knocking on the door so we can tell everybody all about it.
Mate, great to talk to you. Thanks very much. One last thing I would say is all the EV metals, lithium, cobalt, nickel, copper, rare earths, have been under price pressure because of Chinese factors, right? Slowdown in the Chinese economy. I believe that we've hit the bottom. Now is the time to buy. Guys, now is the time. Don't wait till we're at the top. Buy now. All in cyclical lows, now is the time.
Oh, wise words from a wise man.
Great, Walt. Great to see you, mate.
Thanks, Andrew.